Antelope have 6-power vision, so they can really see you coming. And it's not odd to see antelope jump up and run when you're 400 or 500 yards away from them. But we had a little advantage here. We had high winds and sleet and snow. That storm was getting there, and it was really ripping. And it had the antelope with their heads hunkered down a little bit, and I think it was obscuring their vision some too. So I figured, you know what the heck, I'll just lay down on my belly and I'll belly crawl to within range of that thing, and when he stands up, I'll hammer him. Well, I kind of knew where the antelope was, and I glassed him when I left the corner of the building, and I start belly crawling down and through the fence. And I'm 5 minutes into my crawl, and I can't find the antelope anymore. I look, and there's antelope standing and antelope bedded, and I don't know which is which. I've completely gotten confused, and I don't know where the antelope is. So I just stopped. I was gonna wait for something to happen. And I think Pete knew what was going on, and he's so used to doing that. He got all geared up and got his orange hat on, and he crawled down there and got with me. And he had a perfect line on that animal, and we just belly crawled right into his living room. Now, there's a lot of things going on here. It's snowing sideways, the temperature's dropping. I've been laying on the ground for at least 45 minutes now, and Pete and I are slipping in on this antelope, and we're inside 100 yards. Stalking an antelope, they say, is the toughest thing to do. All of North America, the toughest animal to stalk is an antelope. And we're within 100 yards of this dude, and I'm thinking the weather's really helping us out. And we're using that tall grass. I mean, it looks like we're wide out in the open. From a distant shot with the camera, you think that we're naked, but we're not. That sage grass is up over our heads, and this animal's down in the dip a little bit, so he really can't see us. So we crawl up and further and further and further, and finally, we got to put the brakes on because we're within 50 or 60 yards. We're just going to have to wait him out and see what happens. And the wait didn't take long, because another buck came in from the other side of the hill, and when he come running in, he scattered the does, and that big boy popped right up and came right at me. Now, we got antelope at this time going all different directions, and I can't really tell if the one in front of me is the big one or the one to the left is the big one, because they both look pretty good. And the one in front of me kept his head down. I never really got a good look at him, and Pete kept telling me, man, just be cool, just wait, because eventually he's gonna raise his head. And he kept feeding towards me and further towards me. And finally, I mean, he's like 40 yards away, and I can see this whole animal in my scope. I got the scope on and it's full frame. It's like your widescreen TV. And finally, he raised his head, and all I saw was the big white spot right here, and Pete said, do it now, man. And when the night went off, the animal was gone. A stalk couldn't have been any better. When those antelope came, he came right at it.
Well, it's perfect, because they got him up.
Yeah. I've never shot one dead on. When you said take him, he filled my scope. He was so close, I didn't have any choice, man.
That was perfect.
Look, and we hit him right. That's exactly, I aimed at that lower white spot, and it's exactly where we hit him.
Excellent shot. Excellent shot.
What a great, dude, that's a good one, man.
He's a dandy. Look at these ivory tips. We couldn't see those.
Look at that. Oh, man. Look, look at the character, man. He's broomed off. He's got antelope hair in him.
This is what I was talking the ivory. See the white tip?
Yeah. Is that kind of rare?
Not all antelope have those. Well, it's not rare, but it's not all antelope have them.
Wow, he's thick too.
He's thick. He's flat bladed like almost.
Beautiful. When we're laying there, and he goes, don't worry, we got more antelope coming in. He goes, things are gonna happen fast, and then it just started happening. This one got up and just turned and fed. He fed right down this depression's probably not just 2 or 3 or 4 feet deep, but it was just enough to cover our stalk, man. And he took us down low and was just perfect, and he came right at me, man. I just had the gun up and the scope. He looked like a monster in the scope. We put him down. Gosh, he's beautiful, beautiful. Man, I'm gonna tell you, come out in 2 days, kill the velvet buck that I want, and then kill this incredible antelope. This place is over the top, man. Just over the top.
And then you take a paddle measurement from here to the logical succession of the paddle of the horn, and then around straight to the back.
As a bow hunter, I live in a world where you think Pope and Young all the time. Everything you want it to make Pope and Young. Boone and Crockett is a number that's way up here, that's literally unattainable. Those animals are huge. And for an antelope to make the Boone and Crockett record book, which is rifle or muzzleloader, they have to score 82 total inches. My antelope scored 82 and 7/8. It is a booner, man. I am in the booner club, buddy, and I was super excited when I found that out. I think people can see why an antelope is so hard to judge. I mean, I just shot the first 5 I saw. When that one came running over the hill, I thought he was as big as this one, and Pete said, no way, this one's still the one we want. And I know he even fooled you, but you got to look at a lot of antelope, I bet, to really get to where you can judge them from a distance.
Well, and you have to look at them at different angles. So we only had kind of a side angle on him,
right,
and we never really had a front view or a quartering view, so we couldn't see the mass here. We didn't see the ivory tips for sure, but he's a dandy.
But you know, the cool thing is, there's no ground shrinkage with this one.
No,
He got
this
bigger,
one
he
had no
grew.
ground shrinkage,
Added
no.
water, he grew.
Exactly. That doesn't happen very often.
I love it, man. That's great. That's just great. What a trophy. What a trophy. If you've ever dreamed of a hunt like this, you got to get a hold of Pete Doobie at Bear Track Outfitters. He has got it going on. And remember, even though Pete has private property, Wyoming is a draw state, and you have to have your tags in by March. So call Pete now. I'm Joe Thomas, and I'll catch you next week on Steele's Reel in the Outdoors.